Hello, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio everybody. What is going on? It is Galeriot here, and welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Battle Chronicle video. And today we are going to be taking on the EX and Testa strength stages for Diva Harmonia Part 1, and of course, along with that, I've applied some rules to this challenge because, of course, I don't want it to be easy for me, and along with that, I know a lot of you guys are just starting out. So, in this video, we're not going to be using any time-limited units, and we're not going to be running any Fest units. So that means no Wind Bell or Wind Ryu. All we're going to be taking is non-time limited units only. Now, of course, a lot of you guys have been asking me about this video, or just asking me in general on how to beat the dragon in my comment section down below. Of course, some of you guys have been asking about EX, some of you guys have been asking about Testa strength. In this video, like I said, I would have tried to take on both the EX and Testa strength stages, but because I'd already done the EX stage for the day, I decided to do the Testa strength stage instead, because they're basically the same thing. It's just that the Testa strength stage is effectively a little bit harder, a little bit more HP, a little bit more difficult in terms of course, surviving as well because of the damage the enemy deals. So if you are able to clear the Testa strength stage, you will be able to clear the EX stage, no problem, no questions asked. So that's why if I am able to show you guys a way to clear Testa strength and you are able to copy it and try and do the same, you should be able to beat the EX stage as well. Now, of course, if you guys going to enjoy this video, feel free to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more content as well, and let me know in the comment section down below if you have any other questions in regards to the stages. I'll try and answer them to the best of my capabilities, and of course, share with you guys any further insights that I may have on how you can beat these stages. Now, without further ado, let's click on Testa strength here. Keep in mind that this is actually a post commentary. It's why I said let's click on this, and of course, I'm using none of my hands, and even though the computer is of course doing stuff, of course, right, it's not AI. I've not managed to create this device that's able to do something suddenly, but I am obviously doing this as a post commentary. I recorded my run already, and now I'm voicing it over. Now, as you guys saw there, we have got 3 scene cards that are all quite offensive, of course, right? 2 free-to-play scene cards. Rabbit of Plenty and Diva Harmonia are effectively the same scene card. Both give 44% strength. One gives it to attack roll units, the other one gives it to wind damage units. Of course, if you don't have Rabbit of Plenty, go for any other stats-based scene card or even a damage-based scene card. I would say that is the most important thing you need to go on, of course, and put on eyes. That is the main focus. Just go full damage. The second scene card is a summonable scene card. Unfortunately, I wanted to go try and go full free to play or battle pass scene cards, but the second scene card I kind of had to put in there just for my own safety in terms of clearing it, and of course showing you guys that you can clear it with a safe gap as well. And that 1 minute or 2 minute gap that I'm gonna leave is for you guys to obviously slot into with a weaker scene card potentially, right? So I had to go a little bit extra with that second scene card because it gives 50% special move damage and of course 10% damage increase as well. I think there are some scene cards that are really solid that can help you out massively in, of course, the battle pass as well as just generally as well. Stuff like the Hestia one from the battle pass that gives normal damage and damage increase as well. It's pretty solid, right? So that is there. I also gave her the Goliath robe. Now keep in mind, I will say this one thing as well, that I've got 2 units with the Goliath robe and 1 unit with the Haruhime lunch. All 3 battle items are unable to be obtained at this moment in time. However, I will say that the Abyssal Exploration battle items are also very, very, very good. So make sure you guys utilize them and take advantage of them as well. Haruhime is the next one alongside Freya, and now Haruhime is at A4. Obviously, if I didn't mention the awakenings for Eyes and Lafia, Eyes is at A0, so I'm going at her at base awakening, no dupes in her at all. Lafia has 3 dupes in her, A3. Haruhime and Freya are pretty highly duped, but I will say this. Haruhime is fine between A1 to A4, and Freya, any dupe is okay, to be quite honest. The main thing you're looking for in terms of Haruhime is you want to be above A1 if possible, A1 or above I should say, purely because you want that damage increase to pop off. A5 would be amazing. If you have A5 Haruhime, Eyes will go crazy with her attacks. Honestly, no joke about it, because you get wind damage on A5 as well on her special move, along with the general damage increase as well. But the other thing of that you have to recall and remember is that Haruhime is a decent healer as well. So you want to give her magic-based scene cards and stuff like that, things that will give her a stronger heal as well. And on top of that, Freya also heals as well. So you want to try and make sure you go with something like that basically for the team, because you want to have one unit that has at least above 20 to 23,000 HP for a certain attack. We'll talk about it later on, of course, right? So Haruhime's lunch is there, of course. Like I said, you can easily replace it with an Abyssal Exploration battle item, I feel like, as well. Now, with the scene cards, I've gone for Kantu, which is, of course, giving me that 100% special move cooldown at rank 40, of course, right? Or LB4. You can easily get, 100% special move cooldown. It is really useful at the start of the fight. You could go without this or go for a lower level version of this as well. But I think it's important, especially for the start of the fight, in my opinion. You could go without it, though. I think there is a very good chance you could go without it. The other two scene cards are all just magic-based or HP recovery-based scene cards. The second one is giving you a magic stat basically, so helps out with the heals, and of course HP recovery from scene card 3. Perfect spring day for adventure, really solid. Again, if you don't have this scene card, probably just get something that has a magic stat on it and you will be fine, of course, so keep that in mind. Anya is a little bit of an odd choice, but the reason why I took her was because of Hestia. I wanted to try and use Hestia, so I thought, you know what, let me run her on a unit that has a fire typing as well, so that they get that attribute bonus as well. I don't necessarily need to run a red unit with a red assist. Absolutely, you can run other units as well. I could have probably taken Aisha or somebody like that instead if possible in here, but I wanted to run Anya because I like Anya, and also on top of that, Hestia with that as well, fire attribute bonus, really solid, right? So Hestia, of course, is freely obtainable, remember, right, from the missions and exchange tickets and stuff, right? So take her as well. She'll be really useful from A1 onwards. She'll be amazing to have. Goliath Robe again for the bonuses to the damage. Knight of Familiar Pride is the battle pass scene card where you get action skill damage. Sea Angler gives you ultimate damage, and Things Are Hectic at the Guild is fire damage from the battle pass. So a lot of free to play and battle pass based scene cards with one summonable scene card thrown into the mix with, of course, Isis scene card as well as Kantu and Haruhime. So two scene cards that are summonable actually, but overall pretty free to play, pretty easily accessible characters. Now this is all level 70 or above. You have to go for that because otherwise you're going to miss out on the recommended power. You want to hit that recommended power, otherwise you're kind of screwed basically, right? In terms of the ability board, I'm pretty sure every single one of these units are ability board 4 on the first page. So the fourth column, that is it. I don't think anybody else is more than that or less than that. It is literally all of them are in the fourth column of the ability board. So keep that in mind, of course, when you're doing your runs as well, to try and get them to ability board 4 if possible. Now, the fight itself is a little bit more trickier than some people may think. It is a little bit more trickier than some people may think. So effectively, what you're dealing with here is a very tanky boss, but a boss that is very predictable, in my opinion. A boss that is quite predictable, in all honesty. So the first attack you see that this Cadmus Remnant does is a charge attack. You want to just take advantage of this and kind of just stick to the side and just deal as much normal damage as you can to it, normal attack damage, because what you're trying to do in the starting phase is generate your special move. Now, when he does that attack, there is something that you can do to avoid getting knocked back, but still being close range to him, and that is using the skill just as he's about to launch the attack. You basically activate a no knockback frame. It's not an invincibility frame because you still take damage, as you can see at the bottom of my screen right now on my left hand side or wherever I'm pointing. I don't know which way is to go. Maybe this way. Yeah, this way probably. If you look on my left hand side and or right hand side and you see the HP going down, you're still getting hit, but you're at least not getting knocked back, and therefore you're still able to attack him with your normal attacks regularly. So this is an opportunity. At this point, you have to use Haruhime to heal basically as well and take advantage of that. Now, when he does these attacks, right, you want to also try and use Haruhime sooner rather than later, because at that point, when he does this attack, he's getting close to his shield. So that's when I use Haruhime to basically get ready, and I use this opportunity to heal up a little bit. Now, with this attack, this is the attack that I get scared about the most, in all honesty, because even though it's got that circular range, right, when he bounces back or he he jumps back, it still extends the range of the attack a little bit. So even if you're outside the range by just a little bit or a little teeny tiny bit, you're still gonna get hit. So you want to gap it up a little bit. You want to gap out a little bit and stay away from him as much as possible. I heal up here a little bit, use the burn to just deal a little bit more chip damage, use Freya to obviously get that heal going as well, and along with that, of course, be able to of course inflict a little bit of damage and of course reduce the enemy's damage as well. And now it's a question of use your skills, use your action skills. You've saved up everything here, and this is the reason why I wasn't using as many action skills as possible, is to just save it up for this. Now, one thing I would say as well, and I use my assist skill there, one thing I will say is take advantage of the fact that you get 2 usages on your both your first skill and second skill, and save up only 1 of each when the shield comes up. In my opinion, you want to try and use them a little bit more outside of that as well. That was one thing I wasn't doing until the end of the fight. You'll see me using it a little bit more towards the end of the fight in this video. But one of the things that I realized really quickly is I should have been using my skills a little bit more. I was kind of wasting them quite heavily, in all honesty, and not dealing a lot of damage, because you deal a lot of damage with the skills as well. Here again, I do a little bit of a blunder. I should have used Hestia first and foremost the moment I switched into ANNI as well, because I'd get that damage increased, and then I would have used my ultimate to deal more damage to my boy Cadmus Remnant. Now, as you can see, with only 40 seconds gone, we're already 20% HP down on the Cadmus Remnant. And of course, this is with, remember, A0 eyes, no time limited unit, no fest unit, no wind bell, no wind drill. It's all just non-time limited units, and A0 eyes as well, with some support units, of course, alongside her that are extremely useful. But yes, this is the reason why I also am suggesting why people should also probably wait and see what Aphrodite and Harmonia does, because whoever the adventurer is, there's a very good chance she might be Haru++, and Haruhime already is so good that if they release a Haru++, it is ridiculous. It's going to be insane how good that unit is going to be. Now, when he does these attacks, right, these big fire bombs, stay away. Just go far away from the field. And then once he is able to charge attack, go towards an area where he does 5 or 6 of these bombs. Once he's done with the 5th or 6th bomb, go to the left-hand side or go far away from where the bombs are, and he'll charge towards there. So you want to stick him away from those bombs, basically, while he's doing all of his shenanigans. Again, I use the knockback frame or no knockback frame to take advantage of that and be able to stay away from that. And now I'm just spreading my normal attacks on his ass, so that I can get Haruhime's ult up and everything, so that we're ready for when he brings up his shield in a second as well. So there we go. We get the ultimate off as well. We bring out eyes as well. And now I'm just going off again on him. Basically, same shenanigans again. Skills, everything. Use and dump everything. I switch into Anya here ASAP. I should have switched into Anya ASAP. I should have used Hestia here, but I messed up massively there. Again, this was where I feel like I should have done a little bit better in this part of the fight. We're down to 40% of his HP, but unfortunately we missed out on a good opportunity to get him lower and lower and lower, and potentially get him into his second phase. But technically, getting him into his second phase would have also been a bad thing, because getting him that early into his second phase could have meant that we would have waited for that next shield after that a little longer, because the moment he gets into his second phase, you'll see it in a moment once we get to it, is he immediately generates a shield again. And after that immediate shield generation, he takes a long time to get into that next shield of his. So it would have been a bit frustrating. So this opportunity to deal a lot of chip damage, right, while he's a little bit under his threshold to get into that next phase, basically, right, the phase 2, I think is good, because it allows us to basically deal a little bit more damage. And now here is where we kind of pop off. Basically, we got to deal a lot of damage here so that we can break the shield as soon as possible. As you can see, good damage there. Now, one thing you guys might have noticed there that you should also be taking advantage of, it's something you get in the ability board as well, is your dash attack. Basically, a lot of people forget that their dash deals damage, and their dash also deals damage to the shield, and it's a lot of damage, by the way. It's not a insignificant amount. It's actually a really solid amount. So take advantage of that. Use it to your advantage. It will really help you out massively. Again, I fuck up here by not using Hestia, but again, we just take advantage of dealing as much damage as we could have before he went into his next shield. And now in this phase, I just stay with Haruhime. What I also do is I just attack as much as possible with Haruhime here, so that we can generate the special moves and techniques as well for all of our units. And I use this opportunity to just stay away. It took a lot of damage on Haruhime. It dealt about 18,000 damage, I would say, 16 to 18,000 damage there. So it's the reason why I said you want to give her a lot of HP if possible. If you have to run stamina scene cards on her, run stamina scene cards on her. Stamina being HP scene cards on her, so you can basically survive a little bit more. Just run something like that so that it helps out massively. Now, here's where I start using my action skills a little bit more, or my skills 1 and 2 a little bit more. You see me using it a little bit more. I know I have to save at least 1 for when he gets the shield up, but because I know the shield is going to take a lot of time to come up, I'm just taking advantage of this and using Haruhime's ultimate to basically deal a little damage, healing up a little bit, using the burn to deal some chip damage, using Freya. I'm just trying to take advantage of this scenario as much as possible, so that I'm just dealing as much damage as possible before, you know, the shield comes up and I'm about to, you know, rip into him for another time. So the shield comes up here, use Lafia, go for it. Again, use these action skills. Again, good opportunity for me to save up as well during that whole shield break thing. And now I'm just using all my opportunities. As you can see, the damage is pretty darn good from eyes as well. Anya, even for being a fire unit and not being type advantage, just type neutral, and there's being a neutrality there as well, we're still doing so well, as you can see right here. And this is where I'm just like action skill damage. I'm so close to finishing it off. I'm just there like, you know what, let me just launch as much as possible, bring him down to as little HP as possible, and then use my special move and call it a day there. I was a little bit worried at that point he'd bring a shield back up and I wouldn't be ready for the shield, but to be honest, I would have probably just switched out into Haruhime and, you know, taken the brunt of it there. Now, when it comes to skill levels of my characters that I'll show you guys really quickly, they are all level 10 skill levels. Let's quickly skip ahead. Yeah, as you can see here, a majority of them are level 10 in skill. Some skills aren't level 10. So those are skills that aren't necessarily required, to be honest, to be too worried about. Of course, they help out massively with heals and stuff like that, like Haruhime's first and second skills, right? Would he help out pretty well as well with the burn and everything, but I decided to not level it up purely because it just felt unnecessary at the time when I was leveling her skills up and everything. But yes, this is the team that cleared it. It is an insane team to clear the test of strength. I know a lot of people are finding it tricky, but all you need to do is just understand the attack patterns of the enemies and also have Haruhime. I think those two things really help you out massively. And honestly, I think breaking the shield is probably going to be the biggest thing that a lot of people will probably suffer with. You do need a wind unit for that. And that's why I feel like once Ryu's buffs come through, whenever they do come through, I really hope they are this week, but we'll have to wait and see. But if Ryu's buffs come through, or if you have eyes, just use them, man. Just honestly use them. If you have Wind Bell as well, if you have someone on the anniversary banner and you have Wind Bell and you're figuring out how to use him and stuff, just go for it, man. Just use him. Just keep in mind what I've said in the video as well, what you're looking for. You're looking for breaks primarily on the shield. If you can get that, that's the most important thing. But beyond that, just try and survive and also deal as much damage as possible in terms of your action skills. You know the attack patterns now thanks to this video as well. Hopefully I could help you guys out in some way, shape, or form there. But yeah, let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Hopefully this video could help you guys out in some way, shape, or form. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take it easy, everybody. Bye-bye.